What's happening, financial coaches? It's Pete here. Hey, I get a bunch of questions. And so one of the questions that I get is not only just about how you coach, but how you actually live. So I wanted to answer today because I thought it might be interesting to hear kind of your answers to this question as well. But one of the questions was, how much house did you buy? And this came up because I think as financial coaches, financial experts, we ask people a lot of times to not overbuy houses. Don't buy a McMansion if you don't need it. Don't ever buy a lot of space and capacity that you're not going to use. Don't buy all those extra rooms because you expect a lot of visitors that don't show up. So the question came up, Pete, did you abide by this? Did you buy the house that you should have, or did you overbuy? And I will tell you that when we bought this house, so we actually moved from a condo to this house, we bought maybe just a little bit more than we needed. So it's 4 bedrooms and 2.5 baths. And at the time, we thought we might have 2 kids. And I also wanted a room where I could set it up for my office. So what we actually really had was 3 usable bedrooms and 1 office. And what we ended up having is 1 kid. So we didn't end up having 2 kids. So 4 rooms, 1 is the master that we were going to live in. 1 was going to be my office. 1 was going to be for kid 1 and 1 was going to be for kid 2. That would leave us no rooms for guests, no guest rooms, no ability to house anyone visiting. We have a basement, but it's unfinished, so I would never put anyone down there. So the answer is we really bought almost exactly what we needed and nothing more. Now, the house we bought was fine. It was probably actually more house than I even wanted. But the reality is, since we only had 1 kid, now we have our room. We have a kid in 1 room. I have my office set up in 1 room, and then I have 1 room empty, which we use for the guest room. So the nice thing is when I have family or friends come over, they can stay with us. If they have kids, I have to put an air mattress on the floor, but it also allows my parents to come stay with us and not have to get a hotel room, which is nice. But in terms of the amount of extra capacity, and I think that's what we worry a lot about, is buying that extra house, paying for that extra house, especially over long periods of time that we can't afford, that are maybe just going to waste. I don't feel like we did, in our case, bought too much house. We bought maybe just a little bit too much, but for what we expected, we bought what we thought we were going to need. Now, I'm not trying to judge anyone who buys a lot of extra house. I know people that have 5, 6, 7 bedrooms. And some of those people will turn one of their rooms into an office and another room into an office and one of the rooms into a golf simulator or a pool room or a billiards hall or whatever. And that's just fine. And it really depends on kind of where you're living and how much real estate costs. But for me, I generally follow the advice that I would probably give someone else. And it's not an exact science. And especially if you're in the phase of planning a family, you don't necessarily know if you're going to only have 1 kid instead of 2, or 3 instead of 2 or 1. So sometimes those things are just a little bit of a surprise. But that's what I bought, and I'm kind of curious to you too. Did you buy enough house? Did you buy not enough house? Did you follow maybe the rules and the advice that you would give to someone if they were paying you for coaching? So it's just kind of a fun little exercise, but over the years, maybe my talking through the house buying experience with people has rubbed off on me. So that's what I've got. Looking forward to hearing about yours. I'll see you later.